Hi everyone, it's Zach with Palantir Research. Alex Karp, the CEO of Palantir, has a guest essay opinion featured on the New York Times. So it's a long one and definitely more philosophical rather than business, which investors are focused on, but he does get a chance to mention Palantir and their mission, which I think was the appropriate amount of times to self-advertise. And this was also to not go overboard, especially when talking about the ethics of AI and putting them akin to nuclear weapons. And I'll give my opinion afterwards from an investor perspective. So here's a quick summary. It's a long one, since you should just read this on your own time to digest. But basically, with the release of Oppenheimer, one of the grandfathers of the nuclear bomb in the US, there's obviously a whole technical side of figuring things out. But then the focus is on the political and philosophical side of building it. And this is also being compared to AI today. Alex Karp says we're at a similar crossroad in allowing this to flourish or having it run away from us, and also the fear and anxiety of it may extinguish this too early. But he does note that this is a warranted fear, but it could be overblown if too early, and this can destroy the positives that AI can provide. Essentially, if you've seen most of his interviews, he covers these big points. We shouldn't kill AI so quickly, just be wary. We should create a regulatory framework from democratically elected leaders, not autocratic ones. And the technology is dangerous, but it should not be paused, specifically because adversaries aren't stopping. But besides his title as CEO of Palantir, it is only mentioned in one paragraph where it's quoted here about Palantir. Our company, Palantir Technologies, has a stake in this debate. The software platform that we have built are used by the US and allied defense and intelligence agencies for functions like target selection, mission planning, and satellite reconnaissance. The ability of software to facilitate the elimination of an enemy is a precondition for its value to the defense and intelligence agencies which we work. At Palantir, we are fortunate that our interests as a company and those of the country in which we are based are fundamentally aligned. In wake of the invasion of Ukraine, for example, we were often asked when we decided to pull out of Russia. The answer is never, because we were never there. Now, this paragraph speaks volumes about the mission of Palantir, where they stay. It's not all about money in the end, and this was something that actually drew me as an investor. In a day and age where, you're just trying to get all business at all costs, even if it's against your morals or even your own philosophical understanding or just anything in general that you're against, but you're still okay with the money. This is similar to doing business with China and being okay with their surveillance side and, of course, the censorship. So it's a really big deal here when you have a company that actually chooses not to do business, takes the money not on the table, and then they want to make sure that they're doing things at least they believe is right. But overall in the article, my opinion on the salesman side of things for Alex Karp is, of course, this is great timing with the release of the Oppenheimer movie and people getting more context around the complications of not only developing, deploying, and deciding to use the bomb, but also the compounding effects this has afterwards on the state of the world and, of course, our own government. So it's a good way to get eyeballs and attention on the article. Now, is this going to change opinions and fears around AI? I don't think so at all, which was kind of the point. People need to understand the level of destruction or abuse possible with AI, but rather it's a way to have folks understand why it's important to build a framework to manage its development. But we also know there's NPCs out there automatically against or for something, so they definitely didn't change their mind there, especially when they see the word Palantir. Now, with him getting to mention Palantir, nothing new here information-wise for investors, just another way to reinforce what Palantir does and their mission. Plenty of interviews have covered this already, this perspective from Alex Karp, but hopefully some take notice and understand Palantir's perspective is to defend the West and will, at even risk of losing business, never work with the adversary like Russia or China, especially on this technology. This was definitely a SparkNotes version of the article, so check it out and read it if you'd like on your own time. But what are your thoughts on this? Do you think Alex Karp shouldn't have released this piece? Do you think it hurts or helps Palantir's business? Let me know below, and I'll see you in the next video.